I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we're going to do this together. And if you don't have safety eyes, we're going to do the French knot technique to make these eyes as well. So why don't we get started? I'm thinking that maybe we should have most of it in a green color, and then we can change the center part to yellow, have the tail in yellow, and make the wings a different color or shade of green. So I'm thinking we'll do that. Okay, so to start off, we're going to use a 1.75 millimeter hook, as you can see here. And then we're going to start off, hello, we're making a bird today. So let's see how we go. Okay, so we're going to start off by making 6 single crochet stitches in a magic ring. So I'm just going to do this straight away here, and we are going to be crocheting in a spiral. So that means we can either use a stitch marker or we can just do it by eye. So here we go. We've got our magic ring, and now we're going to make 6 single crochet stitches inside this magic ring. So that's 1. Here's number 2, number 3. And if you want to work alongside me, go for it. Number 4, number 5, and number 6. Okay, so we've now made 6 single crochet stitches in this magic ring. And now we're going to close the magic ring by pulling the tail here. So let's just pull the tail right there. Okay, we're doing well so far. Now the next thing that we're going to do is insert our hook through this first stitch, both the front and back loops, and we're going to make these increases. So remember, increases again just means 2 single crochet stitches in the 1 stitch that we're inside. So here we go. Let's do the first one, and I've got to make sure I get all the yarn as well, so I'm not leaving any behind. So here's the first, and here's the second. Well, I feel like I'm not getting this very well. So that's 1. Number 2. There we go. Let's go inside this one and make an increase. So this is 1, 2. Just joined. What are you making? We are making a bird. And we're going to use the color green, and then yellow around here. We'll make the tail yellow, and we'll do a different shade of green with the wings. So that's what we're making. We're making a bird today. Yeah, it is pretty cute. Okay, so this is number 3 increase in the second round. So we're doing a single crochet stitch and another single crochet stitch in that same stitch. Number 4 coming up, increase 1, and here's the second. Number 5 in the next stitch with that increase, 1 and 2. And lastly, for this final stitch in the second round, we've got 1 and then number 2. Okay, so we have just done the first and second rounds. Right now I have a total of 12 stitches, and in the next round what I'm going to do, so round 3, this is where I'm going to have a single crochet stitch and then an increase, and I'm going to repeat that pattern 6 times as well. So here we go. Single crochet stitch, then increase in the next stitch, 1, 2. There we go. Repeat, single crochet stitch and then an increase, 1, 2. Again, this is number 3. Yes, making a bird. 1, and increase here for the 3rd time, increase. Number 4, single crochet first and then increase. Number 5, single crochet first and then increase, 1, 2. And lastly, to finish off this round, single crochet and then increase. So there we have the top of the bird's head. Now in the next round, what we're going to do is we're actually going to change the color. So what I will do here is I'll just pull this up, and I'm going to insert my hook into these 2 loops over here, and then I'm just going to pull this out. So I've got 2 loops on my hook, And this is the point at which I'm going to change my yarn color to yellow. So we have some yellow color here, and we're going to switch up the color. So I'm going to pull this yellow yarn through those 2 loops on the hook, and now we're ready to begin the yellow. So let's start now. So in the first stitch I'm going to make 8, sorry, not in, I'm going to do 8 single crochet stitches. So this is the first one, this is number 2, this is number 3, number 4, 5th single crochet, 6th single crochet, 7th single crochet, and here we are at number 8. And at number 8 I'm going to change my yarn back to green, and I'll finish off this round with 10 more single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Okay, so we can see we're starting to form this bird now. So what we need to do at this point, we are up to round 5. So I'm going to change my yarn color back to yellow, and I'm going to repeat everything that I just did. So that's 8 yellow and 10 green with a total of 18 stitches, and that will be for round 5. So let's do that now. So 8 stitches in yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And before we get to the next stitch, we're going to change the yarn color. We do that just by sliding the yarn color through these 2 loops on the hook, and now we have 10 green crochet stitches to go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's our final one, number 10. And I'm just going to pull the yarn through those 2 loops at this point because I'm not going to change the color anymore. Alright, so now what we're going to do is another 2 rounds of just this one green color. So what I can even do is cut my yellow color right here, and I only have big scissors, so I'm just going to use these big scissors and cut all of that. There we go. I don't need yellow at this moment anymore, so I'm going to move that away. And I'm going to do another 2 rounds of just my green color. So here we go. I've got 18 stitches in every round. So this is round number 6, I do believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hello, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, so that's round 6 done. By the way, it's almost New Year. I can't believe it. In Australia right now, it's 11 o'clock, so we've got another 13 hours until we are in the new year. I can't believe we are so close now. Where are you guys living, and when is New Year's for you? So here we go, one more round. This is round 7. So we need 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, there we go. So we have the head of the bird. It's all starting to come together now a little bit. We're a little bit far away still, but that's okay. We're doing well. Okay, make sure you like this video. Oh, and by the way, guys, see this duck right here? We did this in a live at one point. I've now made a tutorial for you. So I think it's either uploading now or it will have already come out. So if you want to make this, I give step-by-step instructions and I talk all the way through it. So you can make this as well. And you can put a keychain on it and there you go. You've got a nice little gift for one of your friends. So that's a duck. Right now we're just making this bird. So we've done round 7 now. I think that's the end of round 7 and we're going to start round 8 right now. Hey everyone, welcome. So here we go. We're doing 2 single crochet stitches first. 1, 2. And then I'm going to do 6 increases. So remember, an increase is 2 single crochet stitches in the 1 stitch. So here's the first increase. Here is the second increase. Here is the third increase. The fourth increase. Make a Christmas tree. Oh yeah, maybe. Maybe in the new year. Maybe towards July or December again. Okay, number 5, increase. And lastly, number 6, increase. From here, we're just going to do 10 single crochet stitches to finish the round. So here's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Oh, don't want to mess that up. Number 8, number 9, and number 10 to finish that round right there. It's New Year's today, really? Wait, where are you from? Okay, let's see. Now we have another 5 rounds of just 24 single crochet stitches. So we have a total of 24 all in this round at the moment. And so from rounds, we've got another 5 rounds and we're just going to do 24 single crochet stitches in each round, but a total of 5 times. So I can even put my stitch marker here just so I know where I am as well. And to make a stitch marker, I've just cut a little piece of yarn and I'm going to put it right before the beginning of my next stitch. So you can see my hook goes in front of that yarn piece right there. Okay, let's begin. 1, 2, so we've got 5 rounds of just single crochet stitches. Make a frog. I have made a frog and I have a tutorial on it and I talk through the entire tutorial as well. So you can check that out on my channel if you want to make a frog. It's got some winter Ugg boots and a jumper as well. So go check that out if you haven't already. Make a giraffe. Ooh, maybe. Oh no, no English. Oh no. Sorry, I speak English and Tagalog, which is a Filipino language. So if you're from the Philippines, I can speak in Tagalog. But other than that, I don't know any other languages. I'm sorry. What are you making? I am currently making a bird. As you can see, it's right here. Here's my bird. And we're just doing another 5 rounds of single crochet stitches, total 24 single crochet stitches in each round. Can you speak Bisaya? No, I can't. but it is a fun language to learn. I think once you've got Tagalog, Bisaya isn't too difficult because the grammar is the same, just the words are different. I'm learning crochet, could you give me some tips? I have some crochet videos. I have lessons 1 to 4 on this channel. It's in a playlist, and I would recommend checking those out because I'm going to add to them every week. And that way you learn how to crochet, you learn some tips along the way, and yeah, I think you will thoroughly enjoy those. So if you're just new to crochet, I give those lessons and I'll continue to add to those lessons. We also did a live tutorial where we went through some of those, so if you want to check my live where it says learn to crochet with me parts 1 and 2, there's also that there as well. So it just depends what you want. I'm gonna make more videos though, and I'll keep them relatively short, each video, for all of those lessons, so that you can learn how to crochet. And then once you've done that, once you feel confident in those things, or even if you don't feel confident, you can start some of my tutorials. I've got a ton of tutorial videos now on this channel, so yeah, I hope you enjoy all of those. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Make a bunny, make a bunny. At some point, I have actually made a bunny. I've also made a bunny. Where is he? Hold on, give me a second, I'll show you. I did make a bunny. This is the bunny I made. Here's the bunny. He's got his overalls, his tail, and his carrot. I made this back in Easter of this year, and in luck, there is a tutorial on him as well. So go find that video and you can make your very own bunny as well. Thanks so much. Looks amazing. How many birds are you going to do? Probably just one. I usually only go on the live for about an hour or so. Is there a particular reason why? Did you want to join in or do one at the same time? Maybe I've gone too fast now. The bunny is adorable. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll keep him right here so you can have a look at him. Admire him whilst I crochet this bird. And can you see this? Can you see this part here? I've made a mistake, so I've got to unravel. See, I don't want this here. So when you see things like that, make sure you find them quickly, because you don't want to be crocheting many rounds and then find it later and then you have to unravel everything just to get to that one mistake. So let's keep going. This is, I believe this is round, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is round 11, and then I've got another 2 rounds after this. So this is round 11. I love seeing someone using the same yarn as I do. People just do the thick fluffy yarn, but I think it's way harder with it, so I'm glad seeing others feel the same way about it. Ah, interesting. You know what? I've been using, this is the yarn that I was introduced to, so I've just always worked with this. It's like a 4-ply cotton yarn. But now that I've been doing this and created so many things, I really do want to try the thicker yarn and make some patterns. It seems strange, but the bigger plushies seem to be very popular. I don't know if it's just me, but people who make big plushies seem to do really well in terms of selling. Even just the patterns, they sell so well. And compared to like things like, I don't know, this and all my dolls that I've made, I'm like, oh, no one seems to be interested in making them. So I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, using both, I don't mind. One, you just use a bigger hook. This one, you use a smaller size hook. But yeah, is that hard? Is that hat for the bird? Where's the hat? I can't see a hat. I can't see any hat around. It's great so far. Thank you so much. Another language, I don't know that language, but I hope it says something nice. Do so. Do I so? Well, yes, I do sell patterns. I don't sell the crochet products just because for now, like for example, how much would you say this would cost? I spent about, ooh, maybe 7 to 8 hours doing this. If you include the design aspect as well, maybe 9 or 10 hours for all of this. But sometimes I say, I'll show it to someone and they'll give a price for it. It's like very low price. I'm like, oh, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth to sell my many hours of work just creating something for such little price. So I kind of just sell the patterns at the moment. Um, do you sell I like Eastern? Can you say that? Oh, I think I just said it. I want to buy the bunny. That's sweet. I only have the pattern for the bunny though. But if you don't sell it, it's okay. Thanks. Yeah, I just sell the patterns, guys. But I have made a tutorial video for it. That's why I really hope that more people start crocheting. I know there was a big phase in 2020. I hadn't started crocheting at that point, but I think because of COVID and the lockdowns, lots of people were crocheting during that time. And that's where some people just took off incredibly. And I think I came to the whole crochet thing a little bit too late. Hopefully not too late, but I only started learning in 2023, end of 2023. And this entire year has been everything I've been crocheting and designing and things like that, but I haven't really done well, unfortunately. No matter how much effort I'm putting in, I'm not doing well just yet, but hopefully in time, we'll see. I don't know how to crochet. Go check out my beginner videos. I have 4 lessons there. So you can check out those. You learn how to hold a hook, you learn how to hold the yarn, and things like that. Just buy a little kit. You don't need to buy anything expensive. Look, I'm just using the basic crochet kit hooks, and they work very well for me. So I don't mind. I don't need to spend ginormous amounts of money trying to, buy something like that. And I think you can get like a little crochet kit for quite cheap as well. I'm in Poland. Oh, lovely. I've never been there, but I have heard some wonderful things there. Yeah, I got introduced to the thin yarn too, but I don't know, it's just for me, since you can't really see the stitches in the fluffy yarn as good as the thin yarn, and since I'm pretty new, yeah, that totally makes sense. I would agree. If you've got some fluffy yarn, it is hard to see the stitches. You have to be very careful. It's a hard one to learn on, but oh my goodness, if you learned on that, you would be a master of crochet when you get to this type of yarn, because you can see all of those stitches. Was the bird easy to make? You know what? I would say beginner to intermediate. No, you know what? I would say beginner. If you've learned how to crochet, even for maybe a couple of weeks, you would definitely be able to make this bird. Absolutely. Because all we're doing is single crochet stitches in the round. The only tough part, I would say, is the sewing. But that would only take you a couple of hours to get down pat, and I think you would be able to make this bird quite easily as well. Sorry for my English, it's not the best. No, that's okay, no problem at all. I live in Poland. Yes. Wonderful, I love that. Okay, let's see how many rounds we have now. Do you make blankets? No, I have never made a blanket. You know what I want to start getting into? Okay, so I've got like a few things on my list. There's so many things I want to do, but they all take so long. So it's like trying to prioritize. The first thing I wanted to do, which I didn't get around to this year, was make a nativity set. So obviously you've got Mary, Joseph, baby Jesus, the shepherds, the wise men, and a few of the animals in the stable. I know a couple of people have done that, but I really wanted to make my own as well. So I might start that early off this year, just so I've got the patterns ready and available by the time December comes. I'll work on a few more Christmas things as well. And from there, I want to finish off a few more small Harry Potter characters. Then I have a few anime characters to get through and a couple of tutorials there. And I really do want to buy some chunky yarn and just make a few patterns with the chunky yarn. It's just that chunky yarn costs so much, and right now my crochet business is not doing well, so I don't want to purchase a lot if I'm not really going to make anything from it. So I don't know, but like if I could, that's what I would be doing. And then I would also want to make jumpers. That would be so fun, making jumpers. I've been crocheting for 5 years. I'm from Germany. Oh, nice. I only know a tiny bit of German, like a couple of sentences, and that's because I learned Deutsch in primary school or elementary school. 5 years, that is actually quite a while. So that is awesome. You would probably be an intermediate to advanced crocheter then, which means you can crochet anything. Oh, you watch anime. That's amazing. What's your favorite anime? I actually don't watch anime. The reason why I like crocheting anime characters is because I know they're popular. And I lived in the Philippines for about a year and a bit. And um, all the Filipinos love anime. They absolutely love anime. So like Naruto, One Piece, especially One Piece. Oh my goodness, that is very popular. So I crocheted a lot of One Piece characters. I wish I had some of the One Piece characters. I sold them though when I was in the Philippines. But I do have tutorials of them. So if you want to make a One Piece character, go check out my tutorials. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It would be amazing. Let me just read these comments. I'm new at crocheting and I want my first one to be a blanket. Aww. Well, you know what? I would probably suggest maybe making granny squares and then from granny squares sew them all into a blanket. I'm sure there's many tutorials out there, even maybe a Pinterest tutorial or something like that. You could do that. That would be fun. Hello. You know a bit German. That's impressive. I got told German is really, I'm guessing, hard language. I'm guessing. We missed something in the middle there. Yeah, I just know a tiny little bit. I got crocheting stuff for Christmas and I kind of quit, but I'm going back into it. Yes, do it, do it, do it, do it. I love that. Okay, let me get back onto this before I read any more comments. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we have one more to go. Let's do our round number 13. Yeah, hard language. Yes. I think it is a hard language, but it's not, compared to some other languages, not as difficult. So like, I thought I heard, and I could be mistaken. Someone go check this for me. Is it a category 3 language, German? Yeah, I'm not sure if it is, but for some reason that's in my head. It's either category 3 or category 4. Kind of along the same lines as Spanish, or maybe German's just one step above that. I'm not sure though. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just search it on Google. I can, but I can't exactly at this right moment. Autocorrect, yeah. That happens all the time to me. Yeah, I'm not sure either. What's a language you guys would want to learn? Hindi? And because of that, I kind of just want to speak to them in Hindi. So I want to try and learn it. I only know a couple of like 3 words. But yeah. Another one that I want to do properly is Spanish. I know little bits and pieces from Spanish, but no, I want to do like have it fluently. Okay, we have finished round 13 here. We're doing really well, guys. Today I'm playing Roblox. I've never played that game, but I know it was popular back in the day and probably still is a little bit popular right now. Okay. Next, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches and then 6 decreases. So here's 1, here's 2, and then we're going to decrease 6 times. And notice how I just went in the front loops. So there's my first decrease. So watch this. Here I go in the front loop, and then in the next stitch I'm in the front loop as well. So this is how I do my decreases, and it's actually called an invisible decrease. This is number 3 decrease. There we go. Number 4 decrease. Number 5 decrease. And number 6 decrease. Okay, so we've made 6 decreases there. I am Hispanic. Oh, lovely. So you obviously speak Spanish then. And now I'm going to do 10 single crochet stitches. So here's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we've just finished that round. I'm gonna head to bed since it's 1:21 a.m. in Germany. I need to wake up early tomorrow, but I'm definitely subscribing. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, enjoy your night. Get some rest. And Happy New Year to you. Okay, the next round that we're gonna do is 3 single crochet stitches, then another 6 decrease, and then another 3 single crochet stitches. So 3, 6 decrease, 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now we need 6 decrease here. So here's the first decrease. Here's the second decrease. Thank you. Hope you have a great holidays. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Oh gosh, now I forgot. Was this my 3rd or 4th decrease? Maybe 3. 3 or 4. I'll count at the end. Let's put this as number 4. Let's put this as number 5. And let's put this as number 6. And now I really do need to count. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. Okay, so if I just finish this off with 3 more single crochet stitches, then I am okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and before I do anything here, I'm not going to pull through the green. I am just going to, what should I do? Okay, because I want to change the color in that stitch. So I still have 1 stitch to go. The only thing is I need to fill this up with stuffing before it gets too what's the word? Thin. And then I can't fit anything through it. Okay, so here is some of my fiber filling. And I'm just going to fill this up right here. And I'll use a pair of scissors to help me guide it in, just so I can fill it all the way up here. And we want to fill this up nice and firm. So we're just gonna put this all in. Thank you guys for watching my lives, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to me. I have loads of crochet tutorials. I've got lessons if you're a beginner crocheter. I do lives here and there, and yeah, it's just a fun community. We can grow together, grow this channel together. So I'm just adding in the fiber filling now. And I would say this is not quite full yet, so let's add some more. Let's grab this. Let's continue adding our fiber filling. So the fiber filling that I buy, you know what I just do? In Australia, we have a place called Kmart. That's probably like your local Walmart if you're from the US, or I don't actually know what else there would be in other countries. I'm not familiar with it. But anyways, all I do is buy a couple of pillows for a really cheap price. And then I open up those pillows and grab the stuffing or the fiber filling out of it. And yeah, it works great for me. So I'll keep doing that for the moment. Okay, I have packed this in real good now. So we are looking great. The next thing that I want to do, so remember we still had 1 stitch to go, and this is where I'm going to change the color as well. So we can move this away. We can move this away from a candy cane that I did at one point. That's what I used to do, yes. Perfect, see? It's the best thing you do when you're on a tight budget and you can't wait for shipping. Okay, so this is the last stitch of that round, and I'm going to change my yarn color to yellow. So here's my yellow color, and we're going to pull this through, ready for the next round. And in this next round, I'm going to do 3 single crochet stitches. So here's the first. 1, 2, hello, welcome, and number 3. And now I'm going to make 3 decreases. So here's the first decrease. Here is, just gotta find where it is, the second decrease. And here is the third decrease. So get that yarn through. There, we've got 3 decreases now, and we're going to finish off with another 3 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, and 3. So we've just finished that now, and what I can do, so that these 2 yarn colors don't get away, I'm just going to cut them, and then I'm going to stick them in here like so. You can just stick in those yarn pieces inside. Maybe I'll leave that one. Oh, maybe I'll just cut it. I have such a big pair of scissors, and it's because I've lost my smaller cutter material. So that's what I'm left with. Okay, from this point we have to continue making the tail. This actually looks really cute. It reminds me of a lorikeet. I'm pretty sure that's it, a lorikeet. I buy the hypoallergenic pillow for $6 at Walmart. Perfect. See, you're all on it. Excellent. Okay, let's do another 4 rounds of 9 stitches. So this is my first round, number 2, number 3, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. So we've got another 3 rounds to go. Let's do it, guys. Here's 1, 2, 3. Remember, there's 9 stitches in each round. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that's 2 rounds. We're going to keep going. We've got another 2 rounds to go of 9 stitches. Let's start. 3rd round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we have 1 round to go. What are you crocheting? We are crocheting a bird. As you can see right here, this is what we are going to crochet today. So here's the bird, and we're making this bird with yellow and green colors. Okay, we have 1 round to go to finish this tail over here. So here's the first, second, third, 4th, 5th, 6th, oh, my nose got itchy, 7th, yes, 8th, and 9th. Yes, I do have a pattern, and maybe what I'll do at some point is make a tutorial video and have that out for you guys. Or you can just watch this live and you can follow everything that I've been doing, because I've been explaining along the whole way every single thing that I have been doing. And this is why we're making it together. Okay, I have just finished the 4th round of the yellow in the tail. And now what I'm going to do to finish this off, I'm going to make a slip stitch. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate the subscription. Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to do a slip stitch here. And this is just to finish that round because I don't need this yellow yarn anymore. And then I'm going to weave the yellow yarn through that stitch loop and just cut myself a little bit of spare yarn, because you'll see what we'll do with it in just a moment. So I've just cut this there. And now what I need to do, I can remove this stitch marker here now, we don't need it. But what we will do at this point is we are going to have a yarn needle, and we are going to put the yarn through the eye of the needle, and then we are going to weave our yarn through the front loops of all of those remaining stitches. So there's my first front loop, second, there should be 9 in total, third, because remember there are 9 stitches in the round, fourth, we did make a slip stitch though in the next round, but that's okay, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and lucky last. Oh, obviously lost the tail there. Sometimes that does happen when you're not paying attention. There we go. And just put it through that last. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this. Watch how it closes up. Did you see that? It's nice and closed now. And I'm just going to weave this through so I can fully make sure it is closed and it's not going to come undone. I'm going to pull that there. I don't need to add any stuffing at this point because we want to flatten this tail, so we're going to squish it like that. And now I can just weave this into another stitch, and I'm going to pop out at any point in the body, any stitch space in the body that I can find. I'm going to weave my yarn through it. And then I'm just going to cut the yarn right at the tip of that yarn tail. And with my needle, I'm just going to push that back inside. So here we go. We have the main body of our bird. It's looking great so far. I'm really liking it. Okay, from this point, why don't we do the wings first? Let's do the wings. And I'm going to do the wings in this emerald green color. Of course, you can choose any color you want for your bird. It doesn't have to be the same colors as mine, especially if you don't have the colors as well. Do give me a pattern, please. Well, at some point, yes. I mean, I've been talking through it at the moment here. I'll probably have a tutorial video as well, and eventually I might make a bigger bird and sell the pattern somewhere. Okay, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to make the wing. Hello, Martha. Nice to have you here. Okay, so what we're going to do is make a magic ring. So let's do that magic ring. Here is our magic ring, nice and slow, pulling through. There we go, magic ring done. Checked off the list. Okay, now we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches inside this magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. Now we're going to pull the yarn tail to close that magic ring. Close it up nice and tight there. And then we're going to insert our hook into the very first stitch of that round and do an increase now. 1, same stitch, increase. So 2 single crochet stitches in that 1 stitch. Here's our second increase, 1, 2, our third increase, and we're going to do a total of 6. So this is number 3 increase, number 4 increase, number 5 increase, and number 6 increase. 1, 2. Okay, from here I'm going to make a slip stitch in the next stitch. So let's just slip stitch that right there. And from here, I'm going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochet stitches starting in the second loop from the hook. Hello, hello. 1, 2. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet in the next 2 stitches or loops. 1, wrap the yarn, pull the yarn through 3 loops on the hook, and pull the yarn through all 3 loops to finish that half double crochet. And then I'm going to do 2 more, 1 here and 1 here, double crochet stitches. So pull the yarn through, but only pull the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and then pull the yarn through again through 2 loops on the hook. Let's do it again in this last loop, and we pull the yarn through and then pull the yarn through 2 loops on the hook, and then pull the yarn through the last 2 loops on the hook. And now we're just going to find a spot where it fits comfortably. So skip this one, skip this one. Oh, actually just skip one, and then maybe let's put it in here. Skip 1 stitch, go to the next stitch and make a slip stitch. There we go. And now we can leave a good 15 or so centimeters for a yarn tail. I probably have a little bit more than 15, but that is more than okay. And with this yarn tail here in the center here, I'm actually going to cut that a little bit because we don't need it anymore, and it's nice and tight. So especially with cotton yarn, it won't fall apart and unravel. So I'm just going to cut that because I don't need it. And now we have to make our second one, right? So maybe let's pin this wing to one side of the body. So I'm just going to pin this here now, maybe in 2 spots. 1. If you don't have pins, it's always nice to have pins with your yarn for crocheting. It is a good idea to have them with you if you do have pins. If you don't, I recommend getting some. They really help you. I started off with no pins, and boy, it was tough trying to have the placements right. Hello everyone. Is your name pronounced Aruna? I hope so. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But lovely to have you here. Please subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. I really appreciate the subscriptions. I have so many tutorial videos. I'm giving lessons on crochet for beginners or whatever level you are. I've got some lessons there, and I'll keep adding to those every week as well. Okay, we're going to make the second wing now. So we're going to come in here, pull the yarn through, single crochet, and we're going to do this 6 times. This is number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. Very good. Pulling the yarn tail here so we can close our magic ring. And now go and insert your hook into that first stitch right there, and pull the yarn through, and we're just going to continue now doing 6 increases. So this is number 1 increase once I've done the second stitch. There we go, first increase done. Next stitch, another increase for the second increase. 1, 2, done. Third stitch increase, 1, 2. Fourth stitch increase, 1, 2. Fifth stitch increase, 1, 2. And sixth stitch increase, 1, 2. I hope I didn't go too fast there, but as you can see, we've done our 6 stitches. Okay, in the next stitch, we're going to do a slip stitch. So just make that slip stitch right there. Then we chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In the second loop from the hook, we'll do a single crochet. The next loop, we'll do a single crochet. In the next loop, we'll do a half double crochet. half double right there. Next loop is another half double crochet stitch. In the next loop we do a double crochet stitch, pull through two, and the next loop we do another double crochet stitch, pull through two, pull through two. Then we're going to skip one stitch on the ring and make a slip stitch in the next stitch. And there we go. Now I can pull the yarn through and leave maybe a 15 to 20 centimeter tail. You probably don't need that much, but it's good to have excess just in case. And here's our second wing, and we'll cut this little yarn tail here in the middle because we don't need that anymore, and it's already nice and tight. So I know it won't come undone. And then with my bird over here, I'm going to pin this now to the opposite side. Let's just make sure these are nice and evenly placed. So maybe about there. And I'll just place this. Oh, lost a pin. That just flew right beside me. So here's one pin, and I'll put another pin over here. Okay. That is looking pretty good. So I'm going to sew these in just a moment. Should we sew them now, or should we make the eyes now? Maybe let's sew them so they don't get in the way of us making our French knot eyes. What do you think? What do you reckon, guys? Oh, I'm just stretching my back. Sometimes it's a bit of an awkward place trying to do lives or tutorials with crochet because I feel like I'm crouching over just a little bit. It's probably not the best ergonomic setup, but it's all I have to work with at the moment. So we do what we do. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I feel like this wing is quite close. Maybe I'll move this slightly across. Just so kind of matches, and I might put this a little bit up. So you can see how it's nice to have pins because you really get a handle for where the placement is and you minimize the amount of stuff ups, which we don't want too many stuff ups, huh? So I might bring this down just a little bit. There we go. That looks a bit more even, huh? There we go. All right, so now I don't really have to worry so much about moving the wing incorrectly because it's pinned nicely in place. If you need more pins, go for it. And what I will do is can you see how my yarn strand starts here? So I'm not going to put my needle here because if I did, this yarn strand gets pulled and then you see the yarn strand. So I'm going to go directly underneath, okay? And I'm going to come out somewhere where it's also a little bit underneath. So like here, because it will be hidden. You don't really want to see the yarn strand. So you can see how I pulled it and you just can't see it, which is exactly what you want. Then I'm going to go into one of these back loops. I'm not going to sew in every single back loop for the wing, just in a few. So I'm going to come out somewhere underneath if my needle allows me to do so, and I think this is a good spot. Pulling that, great, we can't see it, and then pull through. And I'm just going through the back loops as well. Hello, welcome, thanks for joining. I don't know what you said right there, but cool. There we go. Is that like an exclamation of wow? You don't know what to do, so you just typed in a bunch of letters on the keyboard in caps. I'm good, thank you. I'm well. It is not New Year's Day, but the day before, and it's not the evening of yet, so I can't say New Year's Eve. But we are almost there. We've got about another 12 hours until we are getting to New Year's Eve. And actually roughly about 12 hours now as well until New Year's Day. How about you? How are you doing? How's everyone doing in this chat? And I'll come out. So we're just sewing now. Sewing these wings together. Sometimes it's nice and helpful to have a smaller needle as well. I'm using quite a chunky needle here, so it's not always the easiest to use chunky needles sometimes with smaller yarn. Hello. Is that Arabic? I have never learnt that language, but I think it is pretty cool. Another language which I think would be so fun to learn is either Hebrew or Latin. Or Greek. My gosh, can you imagine how smart you'd be if you knew Latin and Greek? Well, at least how smart you'd sound, just because you'd know all the root words and things like that. Now I can take out my 2 needles there. Not needles, pins. And now I'm going to sew this wing. I just want to make sure they line up correctly because I don't want to go too high either. So I'm not going to go in there. I'm going to go behind. Okay. So I'm just making sure my rows for the wings line up nicely because I don't want to have one wing higher than the other in the end because that would look a little bit off. Okay, so now I'm going to, same thing again. I'm going to crochet inwards. Sew inwards, not crochet. We're not crocheting right now. And I'm going to go out probably 1 stitch above. And again, just my thickness of the yarn needle is not working with me. But also it's just the position that I'm in as well, like how I'm standing. Sometimes it can all just be about that positioning and your posture when you do this. Okay, so I'm coming out here, pulling. And did you notice how I'm only going in the back loops as well? If you didn't notice that, well, here we are. So you can see we're going in the back loop of some of the stitches. And we're not going around every stitch either. And it's a good thing to note that because sometimes it just makes your amigurumi piece look a lot neater with the sewing part of it. So just those back loops. I might move this a little bit because it's in the way. Go through the back loop there. Come out here. You're speaking Arabic, but I don't know what you're saying. I wish I did. Come through here, and I've probably gone a little bit too far out at this point, so I'm gonna drive it back in a little bit. Over here. And in this stitch now, I'm going to go on the back loop. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope you've learned a little bit, and I've explained it the whole way through, so if you ever wanted to do a rewind and learn how to make this, I've explained it the entire way through, so you can do that as well. And now what I will do is tie a knot. So you can see how I've put the 2 yarn strands from each wing. I've come out at the same spot, and now I can just make a double knot of those. And I'm going to take out these as well because I don't need them anymore. And then once I've made a double knot, I can just directly cut the yarn above. I don't have the best scissors right there. It is my replacement from my cutter that I was using, and I've misplaced it. So until I find my cutter again, I am stuck with these scissors. I'm lucky to find scissors though, at least I found something. And another way you can just remove that yarn and thread it in is just put your needle through somewhere else and then do a little wiggle around. Okay, we have wings. We have wings, guys. This is looking great. What do you think so far? Tell me in the chat. Is it looking all right? Tell me. Before we move on, we need some activity in the chat. Who's watching? Okay, now this is where it starts to get pretty nice. And this is where you're going to learn a technique. And it's called the French knot technique. The French knot. So if you don't have safety eyes, this is what you're going to use. This is the technique that you can use to make your eyes. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm still going to use my pretty thick needle here. So this one here. Oh, you see that? And I'm going to get some black yarn. And I'm going to weave that through the eye of the needle. Just like so. Now at this point, I'm going to insert the eyes, and maybe we can pin this as well. So this is why, again, it's great to have pins. Because it just helps you know. Let me find another black pin if I can. Doesn't matter what color your pins are, but just be careful as well. Like, can you see the sharp needle coming out there? So I don't want to put my fingers on that. And maybe here. Yeah. I think it will look good in those two places. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm just going to pull these out a little bit because I don't want to stab myself with a pin. I ended up stabbing myself with a piece of wire the other day on this finger. So yeah, and I've stabbed myself a few times in tutorial videos as well doing this. So it's not fun. Okay, I've got my yarn. I've cut a strand of yarn. And I'm going to insert my needle anywhere. It doesn't matter where. Okay. And then I'm going to put my needle in the place where I want that eye. So right there. Okay, this is where I want my first eye to appear. And I'm going to pull this so that most of the yarn is through. Doesn't have to be all of it though. And then from here, this is the important technique. So watch this carefully. If you want to learn a French knot, this is how you do it, okay? This is how you do the French knot, guys. So just watch this. I've done this a few times now, but just watch. You want your needle facing to the left diagonal underneath the yarn. It's got to be underneath that yarn. Now you're going to grab the yarn from underneath, and you're still at this left diagonal. But this is where you can change to, sorry, right diagonal. What am I saying? We were at the right diagonal the entire time. And then we change to the left diagonal as we wrap the yarn. So I'm going to wrap the yarn now. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't want to make the wrapping too tight. Because if you make it too tight, sometimes you can't pull the needle through. And you can wrap it as little or as much as you want. If you have more wraps, it will be thicker. If you have less, it will be thinner. If you use a smaller needle, you'll have a smaller eye. If you have a thicker needle, you have a bigger eye. But you just have to be aware of how you're doing that. Now I'm going to insert the needle into the same stitch that I came out of, okay? Now I'm going to directly come out into my second eye. This is how I can make 2 eyes at the same time. Hello. And now what I'm going to do is, as I pull my needle from this side, I'm going to place my thumb over the top here because I don't want all of this to go inside the bird. So I just want to be very careful as I pull this through, keeping my thumb placement there. You see it's right there. I'm putting my thumb over it and I'm pulling and pulling nice and slowly. You don't want to do this fast. And you pull until you've made yourself. Don't pull too tightly because you don't want to risk pulling the entire knot into the body, because then you have to start again, which is not fun. And just maneuver it a little bit, pull from both ends. And there we go. There is our first eye. And I think that's a pretty good thickness. Okay, so let's make the second eye now. Remember the technique. We want the same technique all the way through. So we're going to have our needle pointing at the right diagonal. So for you guys, that's the right. And it's my right as well. Now I'm going to get the yarn from underneath. And now my needle is going to shift to my left, okay? To my left diagonal. I'm just putting my index finger on the top here so you can see that I'm holding it nice and still. And I'm going to wrap the yarn, not too tightly, but tight enough 4 times because I'm going to keep it consistent between the two of those. And then I'm going to insert my needle through the same stitch. Well, I've got to make sure I find the stitch. Through the same stitch. And I can come out at any point. Okay, now my thumb's going to go on top of here and I'm going to pull the needle through. And if the needle is tough to get through, it means I've sometimes pulled the loops too tightly over the needle. But with just a little bit of pull, not too much. You want to be careful. There we go. I've got it through. Now I'm going to place my finger here so that it doesn't go inside the body. I'm going to pull it nice and tightly, but not too tight because you don't want to pull it all the way through. Just make sure you've got that. And here is my second eye right there. First eye, second eye. We've made 2 eyes, guys, using that French knot technique. So that's what you guys should do if you don't have safety eyes. It's the best thing to do. And now all I need to do here is just weave my needle back in that stitch, come out where this tail is, pull, and then I can do a double knot here. We've only got 13 people watching, but thank you to you guys. Really appreciate it. And we'll do a double knot here, so tie that up nice and tight. Cut it at the top. And then put it back in with the back of a needle. So we're just gonna put in that black yarn at the back. Okay, make sure it's invisible. Okay, look at that. We have our bird and its eyes. Now there is one thing left, and that is the beak. And we'll just do the beak in maybe orange. Orange is actually quite a cool color. And lots of birds have an orange beak. So let's do orange. How about that? So I'm going to cut a little strand of orange. Here we are. Here's a strand of orange. And I'm going to create this beak with the same needle that I was using before. So I'm going to pull that through. What I'm going to do now, maybe I can mark this with some pins. Let's get 3 pins out here. And we want to put, where do we want to put the beak? Maybe, oh gosh, it's a bit hard, isn't it? Where do we want to? Maybe it, oh, trying to find the best place to have this beak. Maybe in those 3 spots. Let's try it. Okay, needle goes in, and I'm going to take out this needle here. And I'm going to emerge my needle at that point. So there we go. Pulling the yarn through all the way until I've got a little tail left over. And now I can go into this spot. It's actually really difficult to know exactly where, because if I went there, okay, look, we have no choice at this point. Let's just do it. Coming out here. Sorry, bunny, we wrapped around you. And let's go back into the center point. We've got to do this a few times now. So we're just gonna wrap it. Hello, hello. I don't know if that's a new hire or an old hire, but hello. And again, welcome for the new people if you're here. Thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I have lots of tutorial videos and teaching you how to crochet. So there's a lot on this channel for you. And I have worked very hard. Alright, so let's continue making this beak. So we're kind of weaving the yarn in and out of a few different stitch spaces. I love your bird. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And we're just going to keep crocheting or embroidering. This is what we call embroidering. And go back. See how I'm always going back into that center spot at the bottom, but then I'm kind of going out and in a few of these top ones. Hello, hello. Good job. Thank you so much. We're getting there, we're getting there. And I use the French knot technique for the eyes, which kind of falling apart here, but it's okay. We're doing well. You're doing so good. Thank you so much. Pull this. Maybe what I should have done is done the eyes last. But you know what? It's okay. It still looks good to me. The only thing that is a little bit difficult is weaving this needle in and out. I hope we can be friends. Of course. Why not? Yes, yes, yes. I understood. Okay. Ugh, still trying to weave this yarn needle through the top and the bottom. And you can kind of guide where you want it to sit as well. So notice how I'm guiding it. Maybe this will be the last one. Or maybe I should have another one in the middle too. I love your vids. Thank you so much. That makes me so happy that you've been watching them and enjoying them. I'm just going to come out here, guys, because I'm finding it a little bit hard to weave up and down. And I'll show you what I can do here. I'm just going to go back into the same stitch, but I'm going to come out in the middle. And watch how it just disappears, because I've gone into the same stitch, as you see. Good job. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and I think this will be my last one. Well, I said that last time, didn't I? Okay, maybe this coming up will be my last one. I just want to make sure I've got a perfectly framed beak here, where it's nice and even on all sides. You deserve 1B subs. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, that was my last beak wrap. Just gonna pull that in there. Now what I'm gonna do, grab my needle. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for subscribing, everyone. Okay, so I've just come out in the same stitch space. Here's my tail where I inserted my yarn with my needle. And I'm just going to make a double knot again. I'm going to make this double knot. Like so. And then all we need to do at this point is cut my yarn and weave that yarn back into the body so we can hide it. There we go. And my eyes are looking okay. Straighten the wings. And there we go. Look at this, guys. We have our maybe lorikeets. That's probably the best way. Yeah, I think these are lorikeets. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, here we go. Here they are. So these are it. How do you guys like it? We've just made an entire one today, and I've talked about it step by step. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. There we go. So I hope you guys like that. It's a quick demonstration of how we got these lorikeets. Hello, welcome. And yeah, we have lots of tutorials available on this channel, as I've said. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll make something new in the next live. We try and make we either do some crochet lessons or we make something in each of our lives. This here was a bunny that I was showing at the beginning to one of our subscribers, and she asked for the pattern. So I told her that I've already made a tutorial video of this bunny. So you guys can make him too, if you wanted to, or her, whatever you decide to give the name to this bunny. Anyways, hi, I am Aruna Patil from India, Gujarat. Oh, very nice. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, I think that's it for today. So we've finished and we have made the birds. Please subscribe again if you haven't. I'm your fan. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's lovely of you. Guys, this has been great. I've enjoyed reading all your comments and having a little chat as we have this morning. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next one. Thank you for all the likes on this video as well. And once again, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I really appreciate those subscriptions. We are hoping to grow this channel as much as possible in the coming year. So yeah, yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching. Yes, hello, but I'm going now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Enjoy your days, guys, and Happy New Year when that happens. 2025, it's coming up. Enjoy. Bye, everyone.